are.
Hey, Facebook friends.
Hey, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. How are you? Welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, where we give you the realest fake news of the week from around the world.
It could be Are you sure it's not the fakest real news?
Maybe.
It is.
It's hard to say, to be honest.
Where's that real?
Is it the realest real?
Ask yourself that. Is that
news?
real?
It's the real.
Tiffany Hart joins us today.
Hi, gang.
Hey, Tiffers.
How's it going?
Has anybody ever said Tiffers to you?
Yeah.
Really?
My basketball coach used to call me Tiffers all the time.
Whoa.
I know.
Man or woman?
It was a man.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
Creeper vibes all the way.
Hey, Tiffers.
Yeah.
So anywho's, after you graduate, why don't you pop on down to the old...
he was married.
Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
So was
He
my
had
job.
19-year-old
color
Tiffers
hair.
in there?
You didn't like 19-year-old Tiffers. Though.
What was 19-year-old Tiffers
19-year-old
like?
Tiffers was like tomboy, super even more goofier Tiffers with super short hair and a bam like ponytail constantly sticking out.
Really?
Yeah, not even like interested in boys at the time, really.
At 19, huh?
I wouldn't say 19. I would probably say 17.
Okay.
18's when it struck. I saw men.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't have any in our high school.
Any men?
We had 4 guys in my graduating class.
Why? Did you grow up in
I
Prairie
went
Town?
to a Christian private high school.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
crazy?
Yeah, that's really weird.
God damn it.
That's really fucking weird.
It is weird. But I grew up, we talked about this yesterday on the show. We both grew up in weird ass fucking households.
Yeah,
Not
you guys
allowed
did.
to listen to music or watch movies or anything.
Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Listen
You
to
end up
music.
wearing a fucking sweater with deer fucking
Reindeers
on it.
fucking each other.
Or-
on it.
Oh, that's really what that is.
It is.
Move
It's
your
Can
hair.
you clear your hair out
It looks really cute.
so they can see the...
And you
It's
see,
ridiculous.
like,
Jamie,
reindeers
punch into this one, please.
Yeah.
Fucking each other.
There you go.
See?
Wow, look
Isn't
at
it cute?
that.
Like, so I've worn this out before, and people are like, I really like your sweater, and then they look more closely, and they're like, oh.
Yeah. I
Oh.
really like your sweater. That is reindeers fucking is what
I
that
know, but
is.
it's not as good as this guy over here.
The
I
Grinch.
look amazing.
The Grinch is here.
I look amazing. And, honestly, that's nothing new.
No. No, I feel like you're actually dressed as your real life character.
This is how I feel inside.
Yeah.
Every day.
But here's the thing about the Grinch, though.
Yeah.
The Grinch never hated Christmas. The Grinch loves Christmas. The Grinch just hated people. And I feel like that's
Dan.
kind of Dan.
Dan loves Christmas,
so
hates
it's-
people.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Which I
care
don't-
about Christmas, but I definitely hate people.
You do.
I feel like you do.
Yeah.
Why would
You
I
care
care
about certain
about
things. You just don't like
Christmas?
admitting it.
Why would I care about it?
You already hit me up to go to mass, and you're like, "Hey, Ross, I would really appreciate if you go to mass with me on Christmas."
What's mass? Like, I'm not Catholic.
church?
Church.
No.
Church. Yeah, yeah. You said that.
I'm celebrating
Where they
Kwanzaa
do-
this year.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do you
Congratulations.
just pick like a different one every year? Like
Yeah.
a different religion?
Festivus, Kwanzaa, the Jew one, whatever that is.
Chanukah.
Chanukah, yeah.
Chanukah.
Is there one for Scientology?
Speaking of Jews, no, there isn't.
Oh.
Speaking of Jews, though, I got Epstein on my
Oh.
my whole get up here.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, you look good.
Got a nice little Epstein Xmas sweater on for the children out there who still believe that he died of natural causes, and that was just a complete accident.
What was that sound?
Jumping off the bunk bed.
With him again?
Which one?
What's the sound?
Oh, of strangulation.
Yeah.
Like if he was stranglebaiting, that would be a whole different ballgame.
I would
Epstein,
accept
by the
that
way.
as a story. If they had come out as
Same.
if the Department of Justice had come out and said, we've talked to the corrections, we talked to the warden. Turns out Epstein was stranglebaiting, right?
Because you would have said, "Hey, that's what he was probably into in
He
real
saw,
life."
he saw his attorney early in the day as
Yep.
a female,
Yep.
and he's like, you know what? 66 years old, probably never going to be inside a woman again, and I'm about to get butt fucked by 80 or 90 dudes.
Yeah.
I got to get one last one in, and if I die, I die.
So you think you would have believed it if that was the way he
No, not at all. No, he got
Okay, I
murdered
was
for
gonna
sure.
say.
He got
Probably by the Clintons.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Probably a good
Who
guess.
is still not sure if she's running as
Yeah,
of
she was on Howard Stern.
yesterday. Correct.
What?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Howard Stern is a total piece of shit now, by the way.
Why?
Just the way he fucking approached that interview. Like, she is the biggest piece of shit politician, maybe of all time, other than people that, like steal shit and fuck children like her husband did.
Yeah.
She's the fakest person ever. Like, she was so anti-gay marriage right up until the point where it became politically expedient for her to be pro-gay marriage. She is a piece of shit. I never understood why the left supported her at all. It was like all the stuff that they cared about at the time: marriage equality, education, the war in Iraq, national defense in general. She is on the opposite side from liberals on all of that stuff. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, it's a woman. It's like Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
she doesn't represent shit
for
the Democratic Party. As a matter of fact, she didn't even have a platform. We can get into that now if you want.
I mean, look, speaking of which, it seems like the Democratic Party is absolutely falling apart right now. Just falling
They're
apart.
losing it.
I mean, at the seams. So Kamala Harris bounced this week.
She's done.
So the odd thing to me was this, right? It seemed like she won the first debate. I gave it to her at least.
Did
and
you?
then, she had and I don't know if you remember her campaign opener when she announced that she was running.
Yeah.
Massive crowd. Was it 32,000 or
big,
40,000 people? She was the front runner before she stepped on that first debate stage, right? I thought she did good in the first debate, and I thought she won it. All considering there was like 90 people on stage, but I thought that she won that, and then everybody came after her and then picked her apart. In particular, Tulsi Gabbard. To me, though, with this Kamala Harris thing, I think by dropping out this early, and you guys can fucking follow up on this, it almost seems as if she looked at the polling numbers and was like, because I know she was out of cash as well.
Yeah.
Her campaign was out of cash. She looked at the polling numbers and said, all right, if I drop out now and I don't continue to go hard against people, then maybe I can set myself up for a nice VP
That's what I was thinking.
pick, or Attorney General was also pitched. And both of those make sense to me. But
I can see her more so going for the VP card, I feel like. And she might use her gender and she might use that as an advantage. You know what I mean? Like, listen, you're gonna have a woman of color who's a female, like
it definitely
be a VP.
checks the boxes.
It does check a lot of boxes that, even if she brings nothing to the table, I think she's still gonna use that to her advantage.
Well, that's her problem, is that she didn't bring anything to the table.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
she only had history and resume bullet points that inflamed like liberal sentiment against her. Like, all the stupid shit she did when she was attorney general in a liberal ass state like California. Like, she even did it there in that liberal ass state. So why would you think that she's all of a sudden going to become a real liberal just because she said some words? Like, her actions over the past 20 years show that she's not. At least
People don't look at those though.
No, people are
People
fucking
don't.
dumb.
No, people don't care, and
They care about the there and the now. What nice cushy things are they saying to
and look,
spark their interest?
in her defense, I'll say two things, because I don't want to completely shit on everyone all the time, as it makes me seem like a biased asshole. I like the fact that she got out instead of wasting millions and millions of dollars of fucking donors for a campaign you can't win.
Sure.
Because you see that every fucking election cycle. These people just hang around forever, and she's one of them. She could have hung around for the next 4 to 5 months, drained somebody else's bank accounts, done these fucking donors, dinners, and all this other shit. She didn't do that and bounced. And I think it's for the good of the party. Because you're getting to the point. Well, I think the Democrats are unsavable at this point. But when I mean for the good of the party, she's not in it poll wise, right?
No, she's at
it's
4.5
time for it's time for the top people to now take over here, because you're getting down to crunch time. You're picking here in the next 6 to 7 months.
Well, this is also where she's at her most valuable to the other candidates, which means that she can leverage that into a new position. So there are all these big money donors from California especially that support her, and now she can tell any of these other leading candidates, hey, if you want my donors and my voters, you have to give me this position.
Yep.
And my support. So now she's in the position to say, all right, great. I will.
It was a chess move.
It was.
Sure, which is the only smart move she's made in this whole campaign.
That was my point. That these are the two good moves of like, hey, this is the time for her to get out and extend what she's already done. Look, she did have a fucking incredibly tough job in California.
Yeah.
Whether or not she was good at it's another fucking story, but it's tough.
It's a tough job.
And
doesn't really, but it doesn't prepare you, like being an attorney general doesn't prepare you for being I don't think anything, honestly, can prepare you for being president. I think that's a fucking myth.
Yes, I do too.
The whole commentary last time about Hillary Clinton being the single most qualified person for president in history. Why? Like, how? Why? There's no qualification for that job.
Well, she fucked a president.
Maybe.
She has some president in her.
Yeah.
I want to kill myself.
You're a mean one, Mr.
Oh my God, you're
Grinch.
exuding heat right now. I feel it off of you. Aren't you
Yeah.
hot?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's
but it looked
literally
great.
super
And that's
warm
the
right now.
fucking
That's
price you
fashion,
pay.
baby.
You
By
are
the
like
way,
a chick. You're like, listen, I look good.
I'm wearing
like,
heels right
beauty's
now. And it's 2
pain.
o'clock in the morning. That's what's
Beauty.
happening.
Beauty is pain.
Anyways, back to this. She had no platform, though. She didn't know shit about
No.
shit. And
Again, I feel like she was using her
gender
being a
and her
female,
race.
Her gender as
her gender and her
advantage.
race.
Like
both.
people were
Which
want to
is
be
funny.
like, I'm going to be the first one to put this
Yeah.
female as the president.
It's not just gender, it's also race, which is funny because there's actually a female person of color that's running still, Tulsi Gabbard, who does, despite what you guys think about her fucking gun policy and stuff like that, I agree that she's fucked up on that.
Yeah.
I think most people on our side of the fence agree with that, but for the most part, she's a rational, reasonable person. She's like a Tip O'Neill Democrat from back in the day that is willing to flex. Like she goes on. I think the whole Rogan thing is a little much. Just relax with all that shit.
I haven't seen it yet, actually.
The fact that she and Jocko are on the same podcast and Jocko didn't call her out about her gun stuff. Come on, man. That's your only fucking job representing the veteran and two-way community is to fucking ask her that question, and nobody did.
He didn't.
Yeah.
So kind of disappointed about that one. That's why I don't listen to his show, because I don't want to get woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning and fed bullshit. At any rate, she's not the only person in the party that's falling apart. Andrew Yang is like spraying whipped cream into people's fucking mouths as they kneel in front of him.
Boy,
now.
I didn't think that was a real video.
What?
Did he do it from the waist too, or was
It was a
even
little
worse?
off to the side, but it was still
Jeez, like, can you make it any worse? Are
Do
you
you
kidding
have
right
a
now?
Do you have a PR director that said, "Hey, don't do that"?
I don't think he has anything. It's
No.
just him.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that.
Him and a bunch of money.
Yeah, him and a bunch of money and some other tech kids who were like, hey, man, let's make something viral.
Yeah.
Because you need to keep your name out there.
And then Biden's had a rough week.
Phew.
He bit his wife's finger like Charlie.
Yes. And then
It's an old school internet meme now.
the
always a
speech
meme.
around the kids was weird about
Yeah,
the
he was
hair
like,
on his legs. How
They
it was
used to rub
blonde.
the hair on my legs. Like, Joe, come on, man.
These are children.
And then yesterday, to get himself back on track, he put out a tax hike plan for $1 trillion tax hike.
Yep. Nobody's going to love that more than voters.
Brother. I get, so it's the money's supposed to be spent on healthcare, climate, infrastructure, and education. I'm fine. And this is a corporate tax hike, by the way. I'm fine personally with raising corporate taxes to pay for infrastructure and education because they are the ones that benefit most from those two things. They benefit the most from the infrastructure of the United States being able to move their products around and having a stable government where people can buy it. And they benefit the most from an educated workforce. More than anybody else. They make more money off of it, so they should pay more taxes for it. That's what I think.
Right.
Like, I don't think we shouldn't raise taxes so much that it becomes beneficial for them to move out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
But if we ask them to pay their fair share to take care of infrastructure and education, which they should be fucking doing anyways, and they decide to move, that product should be banned from this country. Get the fuck out of here. And I think Trump's trying to do a lot of that.
He is.
With the tariffs
and
and
he's
all that.
yeah, and he's getting hammered for it, but somebody has to, and somebody's got to stand up for eventually. To put a cap on this with the Kamala Harris thing, there's 2 candidates that would actually need her in this race.
Mm-hmm.
It's Joe Biden.
I was gonna say Joe.
Joe Biden definitely needs his Barack, his female Barack
and
next
Bernie.
to him. And then, I'm going to say opposite of Bernie because I don't think she would go for Bernie. I think
she would
Buttigieg. Buttigieg so far is winning some of these polls, and including the early one in Iowa for the Democratic side. But the problem is black voters hate him because he's the whitest man on the face of the planet.
No,
So-
there's some problematic things that's happened under his reign.
in Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see
regard to
Joe
black
going
people.
for her though.
I could
Maybe,
too.
but
A
he's
little
got
bit
no
more.
chance. I mean, like, so this is the thing that bothers me the most about this whole fucking thing about his tax plan, because I was looking into it last night. A big chunk of it is to pay for health care. So we're asking corporations to pay for health care. Okay, fine. Corporations pay taxes. Got it. But they're the same corporations, like the pharmaceutical industry and the health insurance industry are fucking robbing us blind and providing nothing in return. 83% of all bankruptcies in this country are because of unpaid medical bills. You know that? 83% of all personal bankruptcies in this country are because of that. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about here? And the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, as everybody likes to call it, was a direct handout to pharmaceutical industry. So there were no regulations in that bill to say, hey, we're going to control drug prices. Hey, we're going to control hospital prices and all this stuff. None of that existed. And then as soon as like the fucking crazy people started saying you can't get birth control as part of this because we're like Hobby Lobby and shit, like we're religious, you can't do that.
Right.
Like get fucked. He caved to them immediately. Obama's a piece of shit. Joe Biden clearly is a piece of shit as well. By the way, Trump tried to pass something recently. And I think that might be one of our points down here on another topic. We'll get to it later. But he basically tried, he's passed, I think it was an executive order that says that the pharmaceutical industry has to start reporting the prices that they pay for drugs, and then the hospitals have to report the price they negotiate for MRIs and surgeries, all this other stuff. And now the hospitals are suing him for that. Mm-hmm. They're trying to keep it blind so people can't find out.
Yeah, because
he's the bad guy, though,
if
right?
you found out the real cost of pills, right?
Yeah.
What are you looking at? 4 cents?
If that.
8 cents?
Oh, it's super cheap.
It's crazy. And then you can jack those up to $1,500 a pop, or whatever you want. Yeah.
But also, those big pharma companies are the ones who back the politicians, though.
Yes.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
them the money, like Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton's taken more money from the pharmaceutical industry than any candidate in U.S. history.
It's all linked.
Yeah, all of it.
They're all full of shit.
All of it. And it's linked to what's coming up here was, look, the impeachment. The impeachment meltdown is what I like to call it. Because here we are with this fucking thing. I don't know who's even watching or paying attention or
I don't either, dude.
who even cares at this point. But if you're losing and you're going to go all in on impeachment, that's fine. Pelosi just got up, an hour ago? She was like, we're moving forward. We have no choice but to do this. You have no choice to do it because you don't have any candidates that anybody fucking cares about.
Yeah.
Professor Jonathan Turley, who's one of the only reasonable people on the professional.
Out of those 4 professors that were up there, he was the only one that wasn't wasn't making fun of the president's child, for example.
Exactly.
Or trying to shit talk Congress.
Jesus
while
Christ.
He was sitting there like,
the Baron and Baron joke did not run well with the short-haired lady with the no-fuss haircuts.
We'll get to that in a minute. She's a Karen for sure.
So he basically stated what we all knew going into this was that there just isn't enough evidence to prosecute anything.
No, he said like, hey, look, he made some missteps during the conversations that we're talking about. Like there's some stuff he said that was kind of cringy, but it's not illegal and it's definitely not impeachable.
No,
so like,
and with all of this, because I've popped into these hearings here and there, obviously hosting this show to try to figure out what's going on and have an honest assessment of it. Truthfully, it's 2 sides arguing about a conversation on the phone that you could read into it one way, you could read into it the other way. Mm-hmm. There is nothing concrete there either way. And to me personally, Trump talks like this to everyone.
Yeah.
So it's hard to fucking say. It's like Jared getting on the goddamn phone with somebody where you're like, I don't know. Was he serious about having a threesome, or was he
joking?
Was he
honestly?
fucking hot dog?
Let's be real about this. Trump's kind of a knucklehead. He doesn't know. He operates outside of the fucking protocols because
he wasn't born a politician.
No, he doesn't care.
No.
You didn't stay in those lanes his whole life.
No,
which is why I voted
and he
for
plays
him.
his game.
That's why I voted for him.
He's ignorant of it, one, and he doesn't care about it, too. Even if he did know about it, he wouldn't care anyways, because he thinks he fancies himself this like great negotiator. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but that's what he believes himself to be. So that's how he's going to act. That doesn't make it illegal just because you think it's in poor taste. That's like being rude. Being rude is not illegal.
No.
I just feel like they just keep pulling impeachments out of their ass. Anytime it benefits them. You know what I mean? Like, for some reason, I feel like it makes no sense. And aren't both parties supposed to be in agreement, too?
Well, that's what Jerry... So, this is funny, actually.
On impeachment?
I think it's Collins that brought it up. Jerry Nadler's opening statement was suggesting that we have to impeach Trump now because of whatever, but I'll get to that in a sec. So, Representative Collins said, hey, Jerry, remember in the 90s when Clinton was getting impeached and you said impeachment shouldn't even be possible unless both parties agreed that the president should be impeached, and you said that it was basically a political coup d'etat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember that? He's like, ugh. He didn't say shit. He didn't even blink.
Yeah.
He
just stared at him.
He uses his own words against him.
Yeah. And then Matt Gaetz, did you see that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. He was like, hey, he talking to these people, he was like, hey, I want, if you have material firsthand facts about this phone call or about anything that's happened in this whole situation, please raise your hand.
No one.
Let the record reflect no one raised their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Oof. Shit, dude.
It's
like you can't impeach somebody on hearsay. Get the fuck out of here.
No, and it's political grandstanding with both of these fucking things. And to me, because look, I go back to the '90s too. I don't think the Republicans should have tried to impeach Clinton for getting his dick sucked.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Both of these will backfire, I believe, and we'll find out. But Nadler, dude,
Nadler's going off. So he said he wants to do the impeachment now instead of waiting for the election because Trump's behavior threatens the integrity of the election. That was a talking point from when they were still trying to impeach him for the Russia thing. That's gone.
Right.
So they're still using that same talking point for a Ukrainian thing. That had nothing to do with this goddamn election.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with that election. And it wouldn't have anything to do with this. What power does goddamn Ukraine have, of all people, to fucking affect the U.S. election? You kidding me? And even Russia affecting U.S. Election. Yeah, they definitely put a bunch of fake news out there. But if you're dumb, you're dumb, man. Honestly, fake news has been getting people elected in this country since this country existed, period.
If you're dumb enough to believe it, then you deserve it. If you're dumb enough to read a Facebook ad and believe that and that influences your vote, you deserve to be fucking duped. And
it wasn't even just the Facebook ads, though. Russia, that whole operation, Russia spent $100,000 on Facebook ads. That's it. $100,000. That's what some companies spend in a month.
Yeah.
In a week. You know what I mean? So, like, get fucked, dude. There's no way that influenced 120 million American voters enough. $100,000? You fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. A little common sense.
That's it.
Just a little bit would be great.
That's rare nowadays.
And then we could just talk, right? We could talk about what the fuck's going on. If you stop with this bullshit. Like, oh, we're fucking... Like, they wanted to impeach him before you even got elected.
Yeah.
So that's like... It's confirmation bias. Like, any new thing that happens is just like, oh, we can get him for that. Is that really what you want to be as a country? You want to be somebody who fucking waits around and finds a reason? Because guess what's going to happen, fuckface? The next time a Democrat gets elected, the Republicans are going to do nothing. They're going to block every bill you pass. Every fucking one of them. They're going to fucking get rid of it. And they're going to come after your president for every little stupid thing he does.
Yeah.
Like, the president has to be able to go behind people's backs. Like, the American public doesn't need to know what he's doing. He needs to be able to negotiate on behalf of this country. You shut the fuck up. If you don't like it in 4 years, you can vote him out. That's how the system works. You don't just fucking get rid of a guy because you find his behavior distasteful. It's not illegal. You think it's rude. It doesn't follow protocol. Fuck you. Dude.
And we're less than 11 months from the election right now. So, look, this is your hand. We'll see how it plays out here in 11 months.
Yeah, good luck.
Nadler, though, needs a ghost bed, I feel like. He needs to take a nap from ghostbed.com/drinking bros.
He had a rough day yesterday.
Oof. Look, they all have. There's going to be some rough nights coming up ahead. And if you're a person who is sleeping not comfortably, you should get a ghost bed so you can. I bragged about, I went on the record and saying that was the greatest Black Friday deal in the history of Black Friday deals. It was. A lot of people got the beds. Now they got a new holiday sale starting tomorrow on Friday that's going to run through Christmas Day. As always, go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Holiday sale breakdown is as such. We save up to $370 when buying a mattress. Includes 2 ghost pillows. Bangers! 50% off the adjustable base when you purchase the Ghost Bed Luxe, which is the new one. That's the fucking best mattress ever. The Flex or the Matrix. I don't even know what the Matrix is. Bundles page is ghostbed.com/bundles for all of that. If you're looking to get the Mrs. or the Mister, let's say you're the breadwinner in the family, you know?
Yeah.
And you're looking to get the Mister or something. You know. Yeah.
And that's a good gift?
If my lady...
Does it make love making better?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, it does.
That's scientifically
because you know
proven.
how there's some beds though that are so soft that like when you penetrate, you're just like getting stuck in the same spot.
Right.
No, it's not like
you don't
that.
want that.
No,
You want
you
a little
don't.
bounce to
Yeah,
help you
yeah.
out.
Yeah, a little.
You know?
There's some bounce. Yeah,
For
for
more
sure.
work.
Like
Okay,
you can give in it.
Yeah.
you can. Here's what you can push her face into the mattress really hard, and as soon as you let go, she bounces right back.
Yeah.
What?
I feel like you've tested this out before.
Do not recommend it, but maybe he's tested it out in that suit, in the Grinch suit.
I'm wearing this all weekend.
We'll see.
So.
Facebook just killed our algorithm on that one, probably.
Yeah.
Go to ghostbed.com/drinking bros today for that holiday deal. Look, if you're military or first responder, you get 15% off forever. So your deals last fucking forever on that shit. If you're a normal fucking human like myself, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, free, about $38 for a mattress. Get on it. It's so good. It's illegal, I feel like. Next up.
Do you think they can be impeached for that?
Probably. You could put them on the stand, you know?
Let's sue Ghostbed. For nothing.
And just put them on the stand.
Yeah.
Look, we want to put a mattress on the stand. We want to ask you all the questions.
We'll put the mattress up there. We'll put googly eyes on it.
Yeah.
And to start asking it questions, and when it doesn't respond, we'll hold it in contempt, put the mattress in the fucking cell. Maybe we'll save the next Epstein.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we'll have somewhere nice to land after he strangle-baits himself to death.
Oh my God.
You just want to hear me do that noise over and over and over again.
I may have wanted that.
That should be a ringtone.
Ghostbed has got, look, if the Ghostbed were to get on the witness stand, it'd have the same amount to say as the Democrats these days in this impeachment case. Next up, the key Mueller witness charged with funneling contributions to the Clinton campaign. That was a welcome little surprise, wasn't it?
That's not a surprise.
You can't make this shit up, dude, honestly.
8 people, including a longtime political networker and a CEO, have been indicted on charges of funneling money illegally into Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign and other political groups. George Nadler,
Ralph?
Nadler. Same thing, man. He's decades hobnobbed with these assholes and these political elites and become a key Mueller cooperator and an allied wallet CEO, Andy. I like when they go by Andy. Like that's a nice little shortened.
Well, you know
name
that
for Ahmed.
That's their American name.
Like Pat Morita. Like Pat's not his real first name, I don't think, right?
Patrick.
I think it's Nakahori or something like that.
It's not Patrick Morita.
No.
Okay.
It's smart on them to pick something that's a little bit more easier to pronounce.
Do you know who Pat Morita is? From Karate Kid.
Mr. Miyagi.
Oh, Mr. Miyagi.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Put some fucking respect on his name.
Yeah, you got to
I
put
know
a little
Mr. Miyagi. I don't know his
Pat
real
Morita.
name.
on
no.
Patrick Morita's name.
Patrick.
Timmy.
Listen, I'm not
Patrick
obsessed
Dorian
with the movie
Morita.
apparently you are.
Yeah, man. Look, according to Federal Election Commission reports, the money mostly went to Hillary's 2016 campaign. It's not really clear how much money was funneled yet from these guys in the Middle East, but it always comes back to the Middle East, doesn't it, Dan?
Yeah.
Every single time.
They've got so much money over there.
It's crazy, right? Just oil money, oil, gold. It's like it's your typical stock standard, Hollywood film, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It's exactly what it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Syriana or something.
So we know that it's at least 5 million because those are the three. That's from three instances.
Mm-hmm.
So it's at least that much. But it's more. It's tens of millions, I'm sure. The funniest thing about all this is that everybody's talking about foreign collusion in the 2016 election. It turns out the only concrete evidence we have of that happening, at least with a campaign knowing that what was going on, is this one.
It's Hillary's.
Where Hillary Clinton was taking money from the fucking Middle East, bro.
Not Trump.
But she's not done running, Dan.
She's never run anywhere in her life, would be my guess.
She's not done running.
She did.
That's true.
So did you listen to the Howard Stern interview?
I listened to a little bit.
She said we would circle back to this.
One of them was actually kind of funny. He
asked if she was a lesbian?
He asked her to raise her right hand and say she'd never had sex with a woman. She's
really?
Like, I've never had. It would have been so funny if she had said, I did not have sex. If she had done that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I would have been sexual relations
you would have liked
woman.
her
yes.
a little bit for that?
I would have.
She has no humor, though.
I would have given her props for that if she had said that. Honestly.
And I'll back you up on this. So I remember when Mitt Romney was running, right? Mm-hmm. I thought he was so stiff and boring. And I was like, dude, and I told everybody, I was like, look, Obama's going to steamroll this guy. He's just so fucking boring. About 2 months after the campaign ended and he didn't get elected, Netflix dropped a documentary about him and his family.
Behind the scenes. If he had acted like that on the campaign
show. And he was fucking great. He was a great dude. And he was funny and affable.
Before.
Correct.
That would have definitely helped him running.
Correct. And
I don't think
the same thing with Hillary. If Hillary
though.
would show some humility and lighten
instead
up
of
a
posting
bit.
a picture of herself as a child, like, happy birthday to your next president. By the way, Kamala Harris did that too.
Yeah.
So that's 0 for 2.
0 for 2. 0 for 2
nice
in that
try,
one.
assholes.
But I think, look, Milo was on the show, and he said she's definitely getting back in.
Well, we're going to see him again soon, so we'll find out.
Yeah, we will. So March, I think, is what everybody's kind of
tiptoeing
tiptoeing around. The one that I keep seeing is Bloomberg.
I hear she's going to wait until
Yeah,
for Biden to drop out. Maybe.
With Bloomberg, though.
Bloomberg ran as an independent before.
He did, and now he's running as a Democrat now and just hopped back in. I watch a lot of sports, as do you, and try to keep up on all current events around the board. The day that he announced the AMAs was the next night, the American Music Awards, he ran a fucking commercial during every break for 3 hours.
Wow.
And he's financing his own campaign, and I'm like...
Well, he has the money for it.
He does, certainly, but holy shit. So if you're seeing these Bloomberg commercials pop up on every single program you're watching right now, it's him buying them, and he's
worth $54 billion.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's also 77 years old, and there's no way he's getting elected.
There's no way he's getting elected.
All he's going to do is split the Dem vote until the end.
But, I mean, dude, to pay for that much campaign coverage, like,
why not?
Holy shit.
It's good
why not?
It's good for the economy. I don't mind it.
I don't either. It's really shocking to see because I have not seen one ad for anybody else other than Bloomberg in the last 2 weeks. And I'm like, man, that is crazy to me.
Well, he was obviously trying to go for that demographic, too, to appeal to them because
The
there's
AMAs,
a certain age of people who watch that.
Yeah,
but
so he's trying to reach
Bloomberg, his policies don't reach those people, though.
That's what I say. So
that's what I'm saying. So maybe he's trying to educate them and be like, hey, look at me.
Yeah, but that would be like Trump advertising on BET, honestly. Like it isn't going to happen.
It's worth a shot, though.
It's not. It would be funny as shit, honestly, if he did it.
So he has all the money in the world, so he's kind
of like, why not? If I was Trump, I would spend like $20 million advertising on BET.
It'd be great. About black unemployment, because it's at a record low. Yep. The funniest thing to me, to your point, Tiffany, was Taylor Swift was the big winner that night, and so was Post Malone. And it was just like, man, that is not Mike Bloomberg's demographic.
No, but Taylor Swift, though, is very vocal about being democratic.
Now she is, yeah.
And on that more liberal side. So maybe they thought that because of her audience, because she has a huge audience.
Massive.
And she's very influential. Maybe he thought that he could sink in on that a little bit. I mean, he has the money to do it, so why not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I like when people like that get into the race and shake things up a little bit.
I do, too.
Bloomberg, for all of his bullshit, he's not that far left. Like, economically speaking, he's pretty centrist because he's a rich dude, and rich white dudes don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. Like, it's funny to hear those guys, like billionaires, and you look into their taxes, and what's that other guy's name from the left, the Democratic guy that's a billionaire that ran this
Which
time?
one?
I was going to say, I feel like that's a broad statement.
There was one older white guy, and he was just like, oh, we got to raise the tax rate on billionaires, and he's a billionaire and pays nothing in taxes.
Tom Steyer.
Steyer, that's it. Like, get fucked, dude. Come on.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Nothing crazier, though, than a grunt's life.
No, it's crazy. You can see this shit right behind you.
Yeah.
Yes, put it up.
This is Donnie O'Malley's new movie from Vet TV. We love Donnie. He's been on the show. He came on the show a couple weeks ago to talk about his new film. It is also screening this weekend, I believe, at Instill Distilling Company. And
they're having screenings all over. If you go to gruntslife.com, you can purchase the movie. You can find out where to purchase it on their website or on various other outlets, and you can find out where some of their events are happening too.
Correct.
If you watched yesterday's fucking marathon show, you saw Sullivan from Irreverent Warriors North Carolina came on and talked about it a little bit and talked about what they do too.
Yeah.
It's funny as shit.
Look,
funny.
Everybody loves the film. You can also buy it on Vet TV. Vet TV, by the way, is $5 a month. That's it.
Yeah,
and you get to see endless content. Jack Mandeville is one of my favorites.
I was gonna say,
they're putting
who's the Angry
Mandeville.
Cops guy? What's his name? I think he's.
Mike. Yeah,
I think they're pretty funny together. The one that I bought when I got the monthly thing was like Checkpoint Charlie.
Oh
yes. My girlfriend Tara was in it, and I ended up really liking that.
She played Charlie Classic's wife.
She did. She did good.
She was so funny. I told her, I was like,
it was a really quick bit, but I'm like, they need to get you in more. And then there was another one. Who was it? The Tammy Trailer Trash Tammy or something.
Oh yeah,
she was in there, so funny. And she did one where they did like a wife swap thing. They got some funny shit.
Yeah, so look, Donnie's one of our faves, man. Constantly fucking doing it. Go to gruntslife.com to purchase the film, or go to Vet TV and subscribe. $5 a month. You can see the movie.
Yeah, and they have all kinds of other stuff going on too. All that other like Checkpoint Charlie. The Shop is like a remake of The Office.
Office. Yeah.
So funny.
It is a military Netflix.
Yeah, they're putting out like a new series every 3 months or some shit. They're really cranking it out over there.
And he's great. All their people that they work with are fucking hilarious. So big fan of Donnie. Go to gruntslife.com. Next up, Kid Rock.
Oh man,
Kid Rock.
He's coming back.
bad. He is. Lights up Oprah. And he'd said previously that Oprah is a real-life villain primarily because she uses her power to spread nonsense while making money off of gullible fans. He also tore into good old Joy Behar, Kathy Lee Gifford, begging the question of so what, obviously.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Like, he's right about Oprah.
Yeah,
Oprah's the female Dr. Phil. She's a snake oil salesman. Every week she has a new dum-dum on there talking about some new way to run your life that's totally different than the previous week. And she has a captive audience of 150 million women globally. And she's just feeding them bullshit while she's becoming a billionaire. This woman is a piece of shit.
So with Kid Rock,
that's all he said. That's what he said. He's like, hey, she has this huge captive audience. And instead of using it to help and educate people, she's just doing fucked up. Like, you know what you should do is go on a fucking keto diet or whatever the fucking crazy, like,
right.
Fucking put your legs over your head and let the fucking sunshine hit your butthole.
To push her own food agenda, though, because she's got
for sure, yeah. And
out.
I guarantee you, most of these companies that she has on, like fucking Dr. Phil, for example, she owns Dr. Phil.
Yes, she does.
She owns all that shit.
Yeah.
She owns fucking the other guy.
Yeah.
What's the other?
She's taught him all he knows. Then
She put him on. She's a producer. All that.
What's the medical?
She's the one that found Dr. Phil.
The medical dum-dum that she has as well.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz. Yeah, she owns that piece of shit too.
Now, he's gotten in trouble before from some of the shit he's pushed that wasn't.
It's
factual
like
at all.
it's like fucking Eastern medicine. So there's no such thing as Eastern or Western or alternative medicine. It works and it's medicine, or it doesn't and it's bullshit.
Right.
I would like to think this about Oprah.
And I'm wearing this Grinch costume, so you can trust me.
Yeah.
I would like to think Oprah started out initially wanting to help people, right? Like, honestly, I think that's what it was. The talk show of, like, not just helping females, but the male demographic too, and just talking about problems and stuff like that. And then she grew because she was real and talked about certain issues that other people didn't want to talk about. And now she's just banking on it.
Yeah.
And taking advantage.
To be fair, though, when I saw this Kid Rock thing pop up, because this was on TMZ, and they were like, is he drunk? Why did he do this?
He's probably drunk.
I was like, what does he have against her?
Hang on.
You think he's starting shit?
2 days later, because I follow him on Instagram. I'm a big Kid Rock fan.
Okay.
He had a double bird in the sky. He was inside the studio, and he said, hey, guys, everything that's going on has inspired me to write a new album. I'll be on tour all of next year, and it's going to be the fucking greatest thing of all time. So it's all political or stunt? I don't know. But if you remember correctly, when he was thinking about running for, what was it, Senate in Michigan?
Yeah.
It was right around the time where he had another album coming out. So
yeah.
Kid Rock is a master salesman. I enjoy the shit out of Kid Rock, by the way, on a personal note. And we would love to have him on this show.
Yeah, we'll talk to him soon. Yeah. The other part of this, by the way, is that Oprah asked him to come on the show last year. Mm-hmm. And this is why he says that he hates her so much. Like, this is what pushed him over the edge on her. She asked him to come on the show, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'd love to do that. And her producer sent him a thing and said, hey, we need you, before you come on the show, we need you to make a list of the 5 things you like most about Oprah, and then send them into us.
What?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
And he was like, nope, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
So.
And I'm waiting for, Oprah is so powerful that it might take some time before other celebrities come out and say it, but I am not surprised by that at all. I guarantee you that it's true.
Oh my God.
Well, so even if it is true, I will say this. There is some things that your producers do that you don't know about, and you're like, wait, why the fuck did you do that? So why did you ask me to do that?
Yeah, but you had to think that she has knowledge and power over those things. You don't think
I doubt a whole lot of people are taking liberties with Oprah's name because they wouldn't last very long if they were doing that.
I mean, true,
one would think,
squashed.
Right? So it's not out of the realm of possibility for sure, but who knows? What's your 5 favorite things about Oprah, Dan?
Dive, duck, dip, dodge, and dive. Right? Anybody? Get fucked, Alec.
Yeah. Look, if you're a little tired of Oprah and maybe you're sore, go to killcliffcbd.com and get some CBD in that life of yours. These are the fucking best, man. Have you attempted these? Or you're still in, right? So
yeah, I don't know how it works. CBD,
it doesn't.
No THC.
I don't know.
Any of that shit.
No nothing. Yeah.
And you and I smoke crack together.
I do love.
We smoke crack every weekend.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, you guys are big crack smokers.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
It's hard to get a good crack pipe these days.
It is.
It's easy to get
Actually,
Kill Cliff
it's easy
CBD.
out here, I feel like, but...
Well, maybe in this neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah,
but it's easy to get Kill Cliff
easier.
CBD. Just go to killcliffcbd.com.
Yeah. Killcliffcbd.com. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros, and you get free shipping and 20% off, which it knocks it down to like $3.99 a can. So
yeah, it's not bad. And they have 2 new flavors.
Yes, and it's got 25 milligrams of CBD in it. Everybody's drinking this shit. Even my dad was drinking this.
Was he?
Yeah, he was like, man.
A lot of people don't know that your dad was in a couple of your movies.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I usually put most of my family members and friends in my films. And somebody was watching one the other night, and they were like, "Hey, man, was that your kid?"
dad?
Yeah, was that your kid?
So
I put my child in range 15.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, you should see what scene it is before.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, it's probably a really inappropriate scene.
Yeah, they're all inappropriate scenes.
Of course it is.
Every single one of
yeah,
them are.
yeah.
And then he's going to get older and be like, Dad, why'd you do that to me? Or he's going to be like, Dad, that was really fucking cool.
He will be. It's really fucking cool. He's 5, and all he likes is like horror characters.
Oh. So he's like
Michael
Jesse, because
Myers.
Jesse loves scary. She told me she loves like scary movies.
He's
or,
super
like,
into Chucky.
It's Chucky and all that other stuff.
Chucky for Halloween, right?
And we had a conversation about this on the show of like where they get this. YouTube, once you go down that rabbit hole, now it's dolls. So they're like Chucky dolls and things like that. So they don't really know what they are.
Oh.
But
so
they
he's
know
so
the
immune to it
characters.
already.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's why
That's good
YouTube is
marketing.
changing their. Well, that's why they changed that thing.
Well, here's
Yeah,
some
where now
stuff.
it
But
says
Jared and
this
I
is
talked
18
about it
and
on the
up.
show where they were just like, "Fuck, man, how do you know who Chucky is?" Because he'll tell you like
He's
quotes
like, I've seen the dolls.
from Chucky, and it's like, dude, he's never seen a movie trailer, nothing, but he knows the quotes and everything else. But it's other people.
He sounds like
with
one badass kid though, because he's like,
tutorials.
there's adults that literally are afraid of Chucky.
He's rad.
Won't
He
get
only
around
wears
dolls.
matching tracksuits and shit and white. Dead
What
serious.
Velvet tracksuits.
Is he-
I'm dead serious. That's all he wears.
Big
And
old gold chains.
So I go, where
White
did you?
Yeah, is he
Sneaks.
Eastern European or something?
No.
Is he in the mob?
Oh, this
What the fuck?
this will get you. So the 2 bands he likes are Beastie Boys. Because like, look, if you think about it as a kid,
I love him, Murray.
if you throw it up on Apple Music now has a it'll censor all the albums, so you can listen to the expletive one or the ones with the censors on
Okay.
it. So Beastie Boys and Kid Cudi. So
No
he goes,
way.
Yeah, I want an all black one like Kid Cudi, and I was just like, all right, cool, man. So
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. I
Strange.
didn't hang with this kid.
Well, back to Killcliff. They got 2 new flavors: Mango Tango,
yes,
and the other one is the
Grape.
the goat, the grapest of all time.
I love that name.
They were going to
That's
call
funny.
it something else, but Purple Drink was already
cereal grapist.
cereal grapist.
Oh, they
Cereal
weren't gonna,
grapist.
so it wasn't going to be that? No, it should be. That'd be a great one.
Probably not.
Cereal grapist. Go to killcliffcbd.com. Look, you can buy this by the case. Fuck, man, I have a standing order in there. As soon as these things go on sale, I always buy them, and I know for sure because I use my own promo code.
Yeah, they're really
I know
good.
for sure they're sitting in their office going,
Really?
no fucking way the host of Drinkin' Bros is really using his own promo code. Yes, I do,
Yeah.
because the deal is amazing.
I was going to say, I always use Drinkin' Bro promo codes for everything.
It's the best. Go to killcliffcbd.com, promo code Drinkin' Bros, 20% off free shipping. It's cheap as fuck, man. It's like $50 for a whole case of this shit. It's the best. I drink a can every night, I think.
I do every single night.
Before
Yeah.
bed, man. It's great. Next up, Attorney General Barr suggests communities that don't show law enforcement more respect should lose police protection.
Well, he said they might. I worded that wrong.
Well, look,
I think
I think it's a great idea.
I think that's a great idea too. I think he's
Me
onto something
personally,
here.
Yeah, it's like, hey, man,
Abuse it, you lose it.
Yeah. Like we were at the school board meeting the other night, and the bus drivers union was in there, the veteran bus drivers, and all they wanted was higher pay because they lowered the pay and it's under $15, and they were like,
Wait, it's under $15 an hour for a fucking bus driver?
bus driver, yeah. So there's a shortage here in Wilmington, North Carolina,
Jesus
and
Christ, dude.
they got in there and they were just like, man, we've been working here for years, and you keep lowering our salary for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was like, what if we struck? What if we had a strike? Then how would anybody's kids get to
Yeah.
school?
Yeah.
And that's what they should do.
They
With
should.
with the police, if you're going through this stupid shit in these towns, just have it go a weekend.
There's something called
without the police.
There's something called the blue flu, and it's where a small group without any real sanction or backing from it, because a real strike, the union will raise money to pay their salaries while they're on strike. Typically, like they'll get private donors and all this other bullshit. Not 100% of the salary, but they'll try to pay them something while they're on strike. The blue flu is basically like, these guys are a bunch of assholes. We don't want to fucking work with them or for them anymore, so we're just going to fucking stay home, and everybody's going to call in sick one day. Everybody.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it because the union laws protect people to be able to call in sick. You can't stop that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
I get what he's saying. I mean, here's what Barr said. Here's some additional things he said. He said they have to start showing more respect than they do. The respect and support that law enforcement deserves. And if communities don't give that support and respect, they might find themselves without the police protection they need. I understand the logic there. I get it. I agree that police deserve more respect, but this is nonsense. You can't do this.
No.
You can't. Absolutely not. And the attorney general should not even be saying this shit, to be honest. No. Not at all. It's very unprofessional.
I kind of like it, but I don't know. I get in that position. The problem is that you have the couple bad eggs, right, who don't appreciate it. And then what's going to happen to the people who do appreciate and respect the law enforcement, and then they're not going to get it in that community? It does them a disservice.
Absolutely.
So that's a bummer.
For sure it does, but
I think you should have to put a scarlet blue letter. Well, it should be called a blue letter, not a scarlet one, because that was red. Put a blue letter on your house if you don't like the police.
Yeah.
Just put a big B, and if you don't want the police to come or help you anytime throughout the course of your life, then, yeah, you can say fuck the police that way, and then just not call them.
We've talked about on this show an opt-out clause.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like police and first responders that much, you can opt out, and 911.
No, that's good.
911 essentially blocks you on Instagram.
Or it sends you, like, it directs your call to, like, an OJ's, like O.J. Simpson's answering machine.
Or like one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, friend.
Or one of those fake, like, hookups things. Like if you give your number to somebody in a bar and it's like, hey, this person didn't actually want you to have their number.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
hey, you're not really calling the police force because you fucking hate us. So good luck with everything.
But, however, this is not how life works. Like if you and I in the military were to say to people who disrespect the military that we're not going to fight for you anymore, that is absolutely
ridiculous.
It's the same. It's not how it works. Like the job of the police is to protect communities, whether or not they agree with their enforcement strategies or them as people or any of that other shit.
Do you think
can't do it.
The attorney general just saying that as like a scare tactic to get communities to appreciate them more? Or do you think he really meant it?
I think both, but either way, it's fucking stupid because if somebody feels oppressed, you don't say, well, it could be worse. You come to the table and talk to them about it. Like the NFL fucked this shit up. If they had immediately, the first time Kaepernick and any of these guys knelt down, which, by the way, happened because of a fucking Green Beret. He's the one that fucking made that shit happen. You all know that, right?
Yeah.
Like Kaepernick was just sitting on the bench, and then Nate Boyer told him, like, hey, that's kind of disrespectful. Why don't you just kneel like you're praying? That's why all that shit happened. So if you've got anybody to really shit talk, probably should add Nate Boyer to the list.
I know Nate. He was actually in range 15. Nate's
he's a good dude. He is a good dude.
Yeah.
And he was trying to be thoughtful
Kaepernick
and shit like that.
made his bed and
Kaepernick is a turd. And the more we see him, the more we know about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, keep a little perspective. At any rate, you can't do shit like that. Like it's just not how it works.
Maybe he just said it out of a very passionate moment where he just
he was talking to a police union at the time.
Okay, and so there you go. So maybe he was doing it as an inspiration and just saying, like, if they can't respect you guys, then maybe you shouldn't be there. Maybe a poor judgment and a poor placement with his words. I get it,
but you can't make poor judgment as the Attorney General of the United States.
I know, but people make mistakes. I get it.
They do.
Not me.
And I'm with you, winks. Subscribe on YouTube, Drinkin' Bros Podcast. You can see that wink on that. No, Dan, you're right. Wink. I'm fine with that.
I'm just saying, if it's not on the police to do that, it's on us as citizens to do that.
There definitely should be an opt-out thing, though, as us as civil,
Yeah, we're just like, hey, man, I don't need your help.
Yeah,
I think nationally, all Drinkin' Bros should just be deputized.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
And then we'll start fucking people up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard. It's much harder to sue a sheriff's department than it is, especially a fucking ancillary deputized person.
Yeah.
Than it is
an individual.
An individual. You could declare a state of emergency, deputize all Drinkin' Bros in your state, and then just let's go wild.
Bulls
brother.
on parade.
We'll all dress like
a bunch of cowboys. Just
Bulls on parade.
We'll all dress like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Each one of us will have our own individual championship belt.
Goddamn right.
We'll be wearing the tights.
I feel like there could be a better outfit.
Than Hogan?
Than Hogan?
Yeah.
Are you out of here?
You want to go Savage?
Yeah, we could go.
You want to go Randy Savage?
I go Macho Man.
That could work.
All right.
We can mix it up.
I would say, there should be a mix up.
Ooh, yeah.
Characters.
What was this thing that he did? What is it?
Cup of coffee, man.
Cup of coffee. It's cocaine is what he was referring to.
Hell of a drug, dude. He was on D-ball and cocaine, dude. The best in the biz.
Good on him.
I wish.
I'm proud of him.
I wish he was back, dude. He didn't live very long. But, he left
probably all that cocaine.
A long-lasting legacy. Next up, hospitals are suing President Trump to keep their negotiated drug deals and procedure prices hidden. We briefly talked about this at the top, and we'll get into it now. The nation's hospitals group sued the Trump administration on Wednesday over a new federal rule that would require them to disclose the discounted prices of the insurers for all sorts of procedures, meds, x-rays, you name it.
MRIs, like medical procedures, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So while Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton are chugging Big Pharma's dong all day, and they take more money from Big Pharma than any other candidates, by the way.
Yeah.
These people who reformed healthcare. Like, that's been Hillary Clinton's fucking mantra since 1993. We got to reform healthcare. Well, you did it. You fucking made yourself rich, and you fucked everybody over.
Let me ask you something. With all these lawsuits that are lobbed at Trump, and there's a lot, but he's president. Is the American taxpayers paying for these suits in the defense? Because I don't know the answer to that. They are.
Yeah.
Great.
So they're just wasting our money?
Yeah.
I mean,
the Democrats are
not directly. So the American taxpayer, the National Hospital Group is paying for that lawsuit. They're paying for their attorney fees, but all the judges involved are federal employees. All the court clerks are federal employees. So yes.
So we're paying that.
Gotcha.
Yes. Millions of dollars.
Jeez.
Boy, that hurts on the inside, doesn't it?
I know. Yep.
Make sure you don't hurt on the outside. Go to FelixGrayGlasses.com. Protect your eyeballs. Where's yours, Tiff? What happened?
We're wearing them. Dan put them on his fat face.
Yeah, here,
and then
put 'em
stretched
on.
them
there
out
you go.
even more.
Put those on.
Again.
FelixGrayGlasses.com.
Too.
What's that?
These look great on anyone. This design.
Is it /Drinkin' Bros?
Yeah.
FelixGrayGlasses.com /Drinkin'
It's
Bros.
gray with an A.
With an A.
FelixGrayGlasses.com /Drinkin' Bros. So
these are the best. So
I like
look,
the black frames myself, but they keep getting stolen from me.
Anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time we have these in the office, they get stolen. My wife jacked mine.
Yeah, I've got that
I
set
can
of
see
frames, and they got stolen from one of these assholes.
Amiri King snatched another pair of yours. Tiffany grabbed another pair.
I did not.
Yes, you
did. No.
On average, Americans are spending 11 hours in front of screens, laptops, iPads, iPhones. Hard tops, soft tops, TVs, computers, you name it. You're terrorizing your eyes. I know I'm terrorizing my eyes. Like, I know it.
Oh, yeah.
These glasses have a special Blu-ray. I mean, it knocks out the fucking blue, man. It knocks out the screens in there.
Does it come with a little blue light?
Yeah.
Does it?
So if you look at it, no, it doesn't come with that.
That's not what blue light is.
I don't know. You've
Blue
seen
light
some of
is-
the ones where they like test them with blue light and stuff. Like, I don't know how it works.
Best in the business. Everybody's got these things. Again, I know we've said this in the past, but Dan was wearing these before, and then they became a sponsor afterwards.
The ones I had from before we started them as a sponsor got stolen too by assholes. I needed a fucking box of them.
Yes.
For Christ's sake.
Stop just leaving them around in your office.
No, it's not leaving them around. They're on my set.
Yeah. The box is on the desk right
God
there
damn
on
it.
D'Anthony's sets. FelixGrayGlasses.com /Drinkin' Bros. You get free overnight shipping with these. Protect your eyes, kids, because it is real, especially when you get past 28.
Yeah, if you have trouble sleeping at night.
Let's turn 29.
You just turned 65.
29 years old about an hour ago. Happy birthday to me. And I'm now going to wear these glasses because I'm losing.
Because your eyes are going to shit.
Well, I heard in your 30s things go to shit.
Everything.
I'll ask you guys about it afterwards.
Oh, my God.
You should tell me about what life in your 40s is like, bitch.
Oh, wait, I thought you were in your 50s. Okay.
Glasses.com /Drinkin' Bros. Today, 27 years old. And get these glasses. Again, if you need a prescription, extra $20. Boom. They pop it in. Free overnight shipping.
I think they've got like 15 or 20 different types of frames and shit. They have a lot of stuff.
Now. Yeah, they're growing.
They did just actually.
They're everywhere. And they were on 60 Minutes on Sunday. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Party with these
I love
guys.
those guys.
Next up, a woman on oxygen killed while smoking a cigarette in North Carolina.
Really?
Our come
state.
on. You're welcome.
That's a very southern thing, I think, because I grew up witnessing shit like that.
I saw the same thing.
Oh, by the way, do you say ope? Like in...
You mean being from Missouri? Like,
yeah.
oop? No, I don't say ope. I say oop.
Oop.
Like, oop, I'm sorry.
So if you're from the eastern side of the state, it's oop.
It's oop.
Oop.
Oh, is it?
You say
no, I don't know. I'm
oopsie
like
Kansas.
Kansas.
I say oop. No,
the Kansas City area, it's ope.
Oh, is it?
O-P-E.
No, I say oop, typically.
Okay.
No, you don't.
I'm sure
I
I
just,
say
I just wanted to actually.
I didn't know this was a thing until my friends heard me say it, and they're like, "You say it." And I was like, what the fuck?
It's a thing.
That's what it is.
So
yeah.
you saw this kind of bullshit in Missouri as well? People smoking cigarettes next to a goddamn
at
oxygen
nursing
tank?
homes,
God
like
damn
outside.
it,
No
dude.
joke. Like, like we go
Like,
visit
honestly,
my nana at a nursing
this
home.
is just a
And there'd
failure
be
of
some
the
like
American
old man
education
outside
system.
just with like his oxygen tank. I swear, just taking off the mask and doing a little smoke. So this was called survival of the fittest.
Taking a
evolution.
little Buffy is all that is.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, it's a sad story.
It's sad but true.
But you got to fucking know that oxygen is very flammable, right? Because it has that big sticker on the
Is
side
it?
that
It
says
should.
flammable in big-ass white letters on a red background.
So what happens? Did the tank explode on her?
There was probably a leak
Oof.
in the tank, and then blammo.
Well, that's not a bad way to go. Look,
It was
if you're
quick.
No, it depends on how it happened.
And-
If it was just like a fireball that came out and burned her alive, that's not great. If it blew up and she died instantly because of the concussive wave, the overpressure wave, then that's not that bad.
okay.
I hope it was the second one for her
Yeah.
sake.
What have you seen people die in front of you, Tiffany?
No.
Okay.
She's killed 7,000 or 8,000 people, I think.
Yeah, you've killed a lot of people.
7,000 or 8,000 last I checked.
I didn't know if you had, because if so, I was going to ask you about the best way to die. You know?
Oh no.
Like-
we
like-
talked about this before, like when we were talking about drugs and how we would go
Well,
out
no.
and stuff.
So, but I want to ask you because last episode you were on, we talked about you done over 600 jumps. A lot of people messaged us and they were like, "Man, did she ever see anybody, not make it?"
You know, I personally haven't, but I remember the one time I thought I did. Like I thought I saw someone burning it in, and my heart sunk. Like I was like, "Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!"
Yeah.
I have personally not. However, I've seen some pretty close calls, but my old unit literally just lost one of our guys from a death.
Let me ask you that: is that a bad way to die?
You know, it would depend. It would depend how, because if you have a parachute that doesn't open at like 6,000 feet or 5,000 or whatever you're pulling at, and I'm sure like you're pulling at probably a little bit lower, especially if you're taking it low, so maybe 2,500.
Yeah.
You have the rest of that time to worry about what to do or see your life flash before your eyes. Like, and kind of, it can be a while if you're going through an incident.
Okay.
So to me, I'd rather have it be immediate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one of the guys who had recently passed, I guess he was on his final landing. So he was about 250 feet above the ground, and a dust devil, I believe, took him because they're still doing, a report on it, and took him and just collapsed his canopy and smashed into the ground. Either way, it's tragic, and that's terrible because he was an amazing guy and he was a great parachutist. But I guess if I had to pick, if it was going to be jumping, that would probably be the best way for me, instead of being super high up and then having to circle down and go, holy shit, here it goes.
I would go high up. I would pull my canopy release assembly and just go head first. I would go into a dive and go straight to the ground.
I mean, it will be quick and it will be instantaneous. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah. That would be dope. I mean, look, if you're going to die, you're going to die. I would rather go head first and a fucking straight on free fall right into the ground. Yes.
Okay.
Not that it would matter. You would die so fast.
You would die so
Well,
fast.
some people live, dude.
Not like that.
There actually there was one person who did live. They actually fell into a whole forest of trees, and I guess it cushioned their fall. And don't get me wrong, they broke like a ton of shit, but they lived.
Yeah, they lived. Yeah.
If you land in trees, and if there's water and you can break the surface tension of the water, you could probably survive. But you would have to have something.
That's still going to be a pretty
It would
hard
suck.
impact, though.
You would have to have something super heavy, like if you had a rucksack that weighed 40 pounds and you threw it into the water and you happened to land at that exact spot, you could live. But that's
just
there's
your
a
military.
lot of stuff
That's
going
not for
on.
even civilians. Civilians doesn't jump equipment.
A civilian pack would not break surface tension, probably not enough. You wouldn't think, right? How much is a fucking like a square parachute rig even weigh? I mean, even if it was,
depends, like 15 to 25
it's
pounds.
not enough, right? It's not, like it would have to be 30 or 40 pounds at least.
Yeah, it had to be a lot.
That's why I jump with a cinder block every time.
You have to.
Just
That's
in
super
case,
comfortable.
brother.
You never know. You never know.
No, I've been lucky though. I haven't seen that.
Okay.
We have really competent guys I jump with.
I just figured that many times. Like, shit.
I know, but I only really
Someone
jump
from
with
my high
military,
school,
and we're
that's how they
super
died.
safe. Like, I'm not saying civilians aren't safe, but I'm saying they take a lot more risk than us sometimes. And yeah, being a test parachutist, I've seen some sketchy shit. Like, even my parachute almost not opening a few times, so it happens.
Yeesh. Next up here, this was my favorite. This was actually, we did he was the revolutionary figure today on Ross Patterson Revolution today.
This guy,
What?
this Japanese guy?
Yes. This is my favorite story I've heard in a very long
I
time.
love his commitment.
Same. And I said we would get into this more here today on this show. A man, this Japanese man, called a telecom company 24,000 times to complain.
Good for him.
God damn it. And he was 71 years old, this Japanese man. And he's been doing it from May 2017, demanding that they apologize for breaching his contract to this media company. And it's the greatest thing in the world because if you're 71 years old, right?
You got nothing else probably better to do.
Nothing but time. You have nothing but time.
I'm going to
on
do
your
some
hands.
math. You guys keep talking.
I really admire his commitment.
I mean,
He's got to make for a great,
so
relationship.
You're looking at 2.5 years. He's dedicated. He's dedicated. But a
you
lot of
gonna-
the time, so he was just calling and hanging up too. A lot of them, he would wait for the human to get on the phone. You have to go through a series of like 4 to 5 robots now to actually, and they never, even when the human answers the phone, they're like, "Great, what's your problem?" It's just like, "Why the fuck did I just type in 90 things for you to ask me the same shit?"
Go to gethuman.com and that'll tell you the fastest way to get to a human being on.
Is that real?
Yes. Gethuman.com.
Whoever made that
that's
website
great.
is amazing.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
All right.
I'm a big fan of this fucking guy, but I wonder how many calls a day that averages out to.
That is 25 calls a day for
There it
2.5 years.
Whew. I like it.
So what contract did they breach?
Here's the funny part, actually.
Just,
he said they breached the contract because he couldn't phone into a radio show that he liked. Like the radio station provided a telephone number for people to call in, and he tried to call in for a couple of days and it wouldn't work, and he called them 25 times a day forever.
Remember as a kid when you would call in to try to win concert tickets or something, right? And you could never, it was always dee, dee, dee.
Yeah, you get the busy tone.
And he just kept calling over and over and over.
Except for the phone was ringing on their end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
24,000 times.
Yes, 24,000 times.
Such an old man thing to do.
It's great.
Get mad at something you can't call into your favorite,
Again, if you're 71,
radio
though,
show
and you
and
have nothing
then-
else to do.
He kind of
fuck
sounds
it.
like a woman I've dated before.
Yeah, he does. All
Is that
of the
2
women
shows
you've
in a
dated
row?
before.
He sounds like a Karen, like a male version of a Karen, like very upset his contract is breached and he's gonna call until
Karen.
he gets his justice.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Can I
he'll
speak to
maybe
the manager?
maybe next he'll drive to the studio from 13 hours away.
Oh my god.
Now I'm gonna get killed because
I
I'm
know.
associated with you.
So you had a good run. You're 60.
It's okay. You lived a really good 26 years of your life.
26 years old.
Yeah.
Next up, everybody's talking about the Spotify Wrapped 2019. Spotify is going through creepily. Some people like this. They did this before. They're going through the last 10 years of music and wrapping your decade of what you listen to the most. We've been flooded with them today of Drinkin' Bros, and it's astonishing when you're like, holy shit. So I'm gonna read off some
That's
of
cool.
our listeners who have posted today.
Yeah, somebody posted they had listened to 4,200 hours or minutes, 4,200 minutes this year of Drinkin' Bros.
That's amazing.
4,200 minutes this year,
Yeah.
and you're like,
That's a lot of time.
a lot of time. Which we're super grateful for,
Yeah.
obviously.
I have this dude's
But yeah,
name,
so
hang on.
we've been tagged in these relentlessly, but a lot of people are getting, obviously different things, and they're complaining about it. Pop rap.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Pop rap
That's a great combination.
is the top genre right now. And so everybody's putting these memes together of like, hey, can we have a minute of silence for all the Spotify listeners who got a pop rap as their top genre for the last 10 years? But it's true. Like when you think about the last 10 years worth of music,
True.
like yes, pop rap has been, it's a great phrase, and it has definitely been the last 10 years, I would say.
I would say, you mean the conversion of them adding pop into rap?
Yeah, like Post Malone and Drake and
Okay, and
I mean, look,
is Cardi B considered pop
Yes,
rap?
yeah.
I'm just curious because you add singing with rapping. Is that why?
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki
Yeah,
Minaj?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of them where it's just like, all right, yeah, I understand it, but it was cool to see so many Drinkin' Bros show up, and you forget, you're like, oh shit, man, this show's been on the air for,
how
almost
long?
5 years.
That's
at
what I was
this
wondering
point.
if it was 5 years. Yeah.
We started in 2015, so 4 years, almost to the day. That's weird. We started right after Thanksgiving. Yeah, almost to the day, 4 years.
The guy who listened to 4,217 minutes, his name is Chris on Instagram. It's tatted and caffeinated. He also looks good without a shirt on, which is nice.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Chris.
There we go.
Bad.
Chris is in
And
good
in
shape.
jean shorts. He's got nice quads. Hey, let's fuck, bro.
Hey,
Not you and
what's up,
I,
Quad
but
Father.
I'm just saying
Quad
let's.
father.
Like let's, like the royal let's.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
royal we. I don't want to fuck you. Wink.
Wink.
All right, sorry I do.
Hit me
I
in my
wanna bang.
DMs. Double wink.
Yeah, but I remember the last time Spotify did this, and they curated a playlist for you, and it was like, oh, hey, man, this is like creepy. You're literally tracking everything that I've listened to.
Sure.
My entire
If I was
That's what I do.
Spotify, I would do weird shit. I would make some like
It
super.
happens.
I would make some super homophobic dude stuff. All Madonna and Dolly Parton. Like just whatever female gay icon singers are out there, something like that. Like fuck that guy.
If I were Spotify, I would take a ton of songs and put them together to make a message, like a long message to like all
that'd
your
be dope.
viewers. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like
that would
take
be
certain
hard
words
to
out
do
of
with
songs.
just 100
That
million people
they got
on there.
time. They got people to do that. I think that'd
What
be
would be
awesome.
neat is if they started suggesting music that you wouldn't normally listen to.
So that's what happened to me. So on my thing, I did listen to this music, but as a child, and I did not listen to it on Spotify, and it was just like B sides of like Ghetto Boys and shit like
Are
that.
you
where I was
feeling
just
like you're
yo.
in? Are you feeling like you're a cast member of the Truman Show now?
I did.
Like have they been watching my entire life?
I did, and I think, ironically, since this is almost the 4-year anniversary of Drinkin' Bros, I think we talked about this on the show 2 years ago, where that's what I felt like, where I was like, man, how do they know everything about my life? Because some of these songs, they were like B-sides, where I was just like,
That's crazy.
that's a widespread song that I fucked to in high school or something, where you're just like, how did you know that's
No.
Spotify? Because I have never popped open that on this device. So
Have you ever been in a situation before where you literally think of something, but you never say it out loud, and then all of a sudden you see an ad for it the next day or hours later, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I only thought of this. Like, I didn't even speak those words.
I heard that that's what Facebook has been developing forever. Dan, you could probably
What
speak more on
the
that.
fuck? Because that has
That's a
happened
Peter
to me
Brady
a few
moment
times,
there.
and I'm like, no way.
You just got to calm down.
Because it's definitely happened before where you
All
have
this is over. Life,
What?
everything.
life as itself.
They know everything. Privacy's not real.
Yeah.
It's like birds or gravity. None of this shit's real.
No, we've got everything. And to get people's emails and text messages and all that shit, it's fucking easy, man. People, friends of mine, have already started, and this started about a year ago, and I don't know if you have the same situation, but friends of mine have already started censoring text messages.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you
Where
mean,
they're
how?
Different words, like fucking, for example. They'll put like 2 stars in it, and I was just like, hey, man, you can say the word fucking out loud to me. And he's just like, I'm afraid my shit will get ripped, and then I'm saying fucking every other word. And I was like,
Who cares?
well, for him and what he was doing and working on, when he continues to work on, like, that's not, if a studio got a hold of something like that, that would not be sweet for,
Is he a Christian rap
no.
artist?
But
Those are
he's
some of
a
my favorites.
mainstream dude
What
on,
was that
on
big Christian
television,
rap
and yeah.
Group back in the day, DC Talk?
DC Talk!
Oh
I
my
used to listen
God.
to
Do you
them.
remember those fucking nerds?
No, I don't
The
know DC
worst.
Talk.
I
dude.
listened to DC Talk when I was
Somebody
younger.
out
Of
there's
course I
heard
did.
of them. Oh, what a bunch
I
of
did a dance
shitbags.
to them when I was younger too, doing one of their songs.
I wasn't allowed to dance either.
I was
No.
allowed to dance. I was allowed to do jazz.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Drinkin' Bro of the week, shall we? This one's going out to Mark Nicholas. He says, hey, Ross, sorry if this isn't the place to submit. It is, actually. Go to Drinkin' Bros Podcast Facebook and submit all your Drinkin' Bros of the week. That's where we do this. It says, I wanted to reach out and nominate a Drinkin' Bro of the week. My sheriff was killed in the line of duty November 23rd. We had his funeral yesterday where I was a pallbearer. His name is Big John Williams. He hired me when I left my old department after some of the racial strife that gripped the country in 2016. Big John has been in law enforcement for over 40 years and has touched the lives of a lot of people throughout, not just in this county, but in the state and the country. He never saw race and had many nieces and nephews of everyone he took under his wing. His daughter works for him in his county jail, and she just had a baby and his first grandchild over the summer. He had the personality where anyone who could contact him had a Big John story. His death is the 4th in the line of duty that I've dealt with in my law enforcement career, and it's been the greatest loss to me thus far. His killer is the son of another law enforcement officer who I actually worked with when we worked at the same department in the past. So his death has hit me on so many levels. Because of his love for his community and career of law enforcement and the impact he's had on everyone he's contact with, I would like to make him the Drinkin' Bro of the week. Absolutely, Mark. Sorry.
Sounds like a good guy. I like hearing about those people. Like you hear some of these stereotypes from particularly rural areas where it's like, oh, it's a good old boy sheriff, but like that shit's over. I don't know anybody that cares about gayness or race or any of that shit anymore. Does anybody even care about this shit anymore?
I don't, and I never hear about it. You know, you'll hear these weird one-offs.
You hear about one or two
there,
assholes here and there. Usually it's some fucking celebrity that secretly hates everybody.
Yeah.
That's saying some fucked up shit behind the scenes. But you rarely hear, I mean, I don't know if rarely is the right word, but anyways, this guy sounds like a really good dude and it sucks.
Yeah. So, cheers, Mark. Cheers. And thanks for submitting. Tiffany, always a blast having you around. Please come back often and often and often.
I will. Keep having me. I'll come back.
We will.
We're sometime in January, Drinkin' Broettes podcast will debut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With Jesse and myself.
Yeah.
Jesse,
you guys have already
Hawassman.
started recording, and it's funny as shit. Love the sweater, by the way.
Thank you.
So fucking.
Reindeer's fucking. You gotta have
Just
it.
reindeers fucking. Look for. Where'd you get it?
Tipsy Elves.
TipsyElves.com?
Yeah, like a long time ago. I'll get a
Great.
lot of my patriotic needs there.
Yeah, it's a great great sweater. D'Anthony, look, is it a suit? Is it your real life?
What can you even say?
You are the Grinch.
Somebody on
literally feel
on
the
Facebook said that they postulated that maybe the Grinch was actually based on my life story.
I can see that.
I do have two little dogs, not one but two, but they always change things for Hollywood. So
Exactly.
what are you gonna do?
Two dogs are always better than one in Hollywood. Maybe not. For D'Anthony and Anthony Holloway, Tiffers, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone.